Hey Victor, what's going on, man? I have something to tell you. I went to go see An Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent starring Nick Cage and Pedro Pascal. And I gotta tell you, it was a pretty decent movie. Nick Cage is obviously Nick Cage and he does pretty well in his movies. He sometimes is very weird. However, in this one, he felt normal. But in the good way, if that makes sense. So first off, the acting was actually pretty good. Based off of Nick Cage movies. Now that is not a dig at Nick Cage himself. We all know that he's just a very special person. Nick Cage did great. He genuinely fit the role of his character, which was Nick Cage, obviously. Pedro Pascal is one of the best, I would say, underrated actors out there. Some may argue that he's not underrated, but I think he is, and I genuinely feel like he needs some recognition for his acting. Great in Mandalorian, great in Narcos, all that. Now back to the movie. Movie is really decent. It is I would say, a pretty decent family-friendly film to a certain extent. Obviously, there's some scenes that make you question some of the stuff that they do. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. Personally, I enjoyed it. It had some really good writing. Comedic timing was pretty well done. Pacing of the movie was well done also, because there are times where some movies are not paced well whatsoever. I will go back to writing real quick. It did feel a little weird at times with the writing. I felt like it needed to be less corny, if that makes sense. And there is nothing wrong with corny, because some movies are corny, but you gotta execute it the right way. This movie did it really well at times. Other times it was very obvious as to how corny the lines were. Music, the soundtrack was pretty decent. Had some really good songs in there that fit the mood really well. The action sequences, it had a pretty decent amount of action sequences. Overall, I would give this movie a 7.5 out of 10 as my initial reaction rating. But Victor, gotta ask you, man, what were your expectations for this movie? And are you gonna go see it? And for those who are watching now, make sure you like the video. Comment down below if you've seen An Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Nick Cage and Pedro Pascal. Let me know what you think, and make sure you guys go ahead and follow us for more content.